Hi, welcome to this tutorial on getting started as a marketing partner. To get started, you navigate to our website, which is mnemoniclab.com, and click on the marketing offers. Under there, you click get started and click the sign up button. This will bring you to the location marketing.mnemoniclab.com. This is where you'll be registering your clients and keeping track of the commissions that you've made. So the first step is you click the register in the top right corner. This will prompt you with a form in which you indicate your details. So for instance, we could indicate your details as your email address. So for the email address and the phone number, whichever of the two that you have will work just fine. You set your password and then click sign up. If you used a cell phone, you will get an SMS with a 6-digit code. If the only thing you provided was an email address, you will get an email with the same 6-digit code. You enter the 6-digit code that you have received, and this will set you up. Once you're logged in successfully, you will encounter this page. So before you can register clients, you need to submit a bit of information about yourself. The first thing at the top of this page is the referral code of the partner who introduced you. So this code will be given to you by the person introducing you. As you register clients and introduce new colleagues to this marketing setup, you also provide your code for them over here so that the first commissions that they earn will also get you a payment. So if you found out about us using other methods and were not directly referred by another person, you can leave it blank. So the key thing here is that we'll need the front part of your NRC, the back part of your NRC, and a passport photo. Please note that the upload size is a maximum of 2 megabytes for each file. So I would strongly recommend that you crop them and keep them within this 2 megabyte limit. The acceptable file types are JPEG, PDF, and PNG. So to upload it, you browse to the location of the file. So in this case, the first one is the front of the NRC. You then select the back of the NRC, and then you select your passport photo. You then click upload to submit these files. So you will then be faced with this message that they've been submitted and will get back to you. So what then happens is that we'll review the information that you submitted and then approve the request if everything checks out. So if we, for instance, find anomalies with the NRC and the passport photo that you've uploaded, then we could decline it and then you would have to resubmit your registration. So at this point, you then just wait for an SMS from us and then you'd be able to proceed with the next steps once your registration is approved. So once you receive a confirmation of your successful registration, you then log back into the system. And now you have all these other options. So the first thing that you do is you go to account settings and set up your account. So you will now note your referral code. This is the code that you give to other colleagues that you will help sign up, and then this will ensure that the commissions that they earn will get you a payment. The next thing that you do is you set up your payment method. So this is how the commissions will be paid to you. So for instance, right now, the two ways that you can be paid is using either Airtel money or MTN money. So you will then, for instance, select MTN mobile money, indicate your MTN phone number, and then indicate the name that will appear when we try to transact with this phone number. So if your names are that, you then save, you then have that information available under your account settings. So after the payment method has been registered, you then set it as the default. Once that is done, you are then ready to start registering clients. So after you've spoken to a client and they are then ready to get set up, you come here and click register new client. Under here, you select the software version that they're interested in. It be store, restaurant, or hotel manager. So for instance, if it's a store owner and they're interested in store manager, you click store manager. You indicate the number of months that they're interested in paying for. So the recommended starting point is 3 months. Then you indicate the name of the business. Okay. So in this case, or for instance, say the name of the company is Business and Sons. The contact person could be a Mr. John Banda. You then indicate the phone number of the individual who is being signed up. Then if they have an email address and a website, you then indicate that information as well. So if, for instance, they have a physical and postal address, you could also indicate that information here. So then say shop 12, say Osaka. You then click to register the client. So this information has now been submitted, and then under the list of registered clients, that individual will appear. Okay, so at this point we have received the request and we'll process it. So once their store is set up, we'll then be able to send them an SMS giving them their login credentials. So at that point, once they are set up and then they make payment, you will then receive your commission as well. So once your commission has been paid, it appears under your payment statement. So once we register the business and set them up, they will receive an SMS which includes an invoice number. So the invoice number can then be verified on our website by coming to the main website and then clicking on payments. Once here, they can click verify an invoice, and then, for instance, that Business and Sons registration that we just performed bears the invoice number 53. You then indicate the phone number used during the registration process, as that is the same number on the invoice. So in this case, it is 0966112233. And the date of the invoice is the 7th, and then you'd click verify invoice. So at this point, you then note that we know this invoice is being valid. The important thing about the verification process is it also gives you details about how we can get paid. So to pay for this invoice, you could either deposit the money directly in our bank, and please note that the reference to use at the bank is this one highlighted there. Then another method that you can pay us through is an MTN Money transaction. So this transaction will be to this phone number, and the account name that will appear during the transaction is Mnemonic Lab. So please always ensure that the client pays using these two payment methods. So once the payment has been done, the client can then notify us of the payment. So after the verification of the invoice is done, you then return and then say notify us of a payment. So you then have to select the payment method that was used. So for instance, if it was the F&B transactions, you'd indicate the invoice number and then the reference that was used and then the date that the payment was made. So once this information is submitted, we'll take a look at it and confirm and ensure that everything is finalized on the account of the client. So with the payment now being made by the client, you will then check under your view unpaid commissions, and you should note that you now have the outstanding commission that will be paid to you shortly. Once we process your commission payment, you will get an SMS notifying you of the reference code and the amount paid to your mobile money account. Once that payment is done, you then view your statement, and there is your payment information. So with this, you're fully registered and can make some money. Thanks, and see you next time.